Hello, church. Uh, Peter asked me to do. Peter asked me to do kind of a difficult thing, and that's to give a brief testimony about the missions trip. And that's difficult because a lot happened that week, and I think we're all still processing it. So it's kind of hard to know exactly what to talk about in a few minutes. But I'll just mention like 2 or 3 quick takeaways. The first is the uniqueness and cultural richness of India. It's far different from anything I experienced growing up in the United States. And it's also far different than life in mainland China and now here in Taiwan. Like, on my beard. Okay. Is it a not loud enough issue or a too loud issue? Okay. All right. As I was saying, I've adjusted to life here, and before that in the mainland, it's kind of normalized for me now. But India's different. It's other, and that's kind of refreshing to step out again into a new environment. It's lively. It's a bit chaotic at times. There's car horns, there's scooters, there's cows walking everywhere throughout the street. You don't see that here in Taipei. The food was amazing. We had amazing curries and breads and chutney all week long. But I've got to confess that eating curry with your hands is a bit of an adjustment. Like, that was probably one of the hardest things for me to adjust. People's mannerisms are also different in India. And I spent the whole week watching Peter Kim go like this with his head. And I didn't know whether he meant yes or no. But that fact was not lost on Peter, that the mannerisms are different in India. In God's providence, we didn't get sick, but I did get a little motion sick watching Peter's head. Okay, so that was the first takeaway. The second takeaway is that India is a very challenging environment for Christian missions. Christians are an extreme minority in India. We kept hearing the number 3%, and it's probably a little bit lower than that if you drill down into what that exactly means. Hinduism and other belief systems are dominant in India by far. Prior to meeting the missions team, I actually traveled to Varanasi, which is a very important city to Hinduism. I spent a couple days there, and I saw the religious fervor going on there. I saw bodies being cremated by the river. I saw people bathing in the Ganges River, their holy river. So it's a very religiously charged environment, which can be, I think, a difficult obstacle for Christian missions. The current political situation is not favorable either. Some organizations like Compassion International can't operate there anymore. We spoke with some missionaries that were having difficulty getting their support payments because of new restrictions on funding transfers and stuff like that. And traditional beliefs like the caste system also complicate things. And of course, I would have to mention the poverty. Poverty affects everything there, and you can just see it all around you. That's also a hurdle to anything, I think, that you're trying to do in India. But my final takeaway is that there's also a lot of great opportunity there. We were very, very encouraged to see a small but vibrant Christian community. There's an existing Reformed church that we're able to visit and an orphanage that's running. And Ada Lavarasan, the individual we were there to support, has a core group of people. They're meeting and fellowshipping together already. This could easily be a framework for a church plant, which is what we're hoping to do. And the poverty that I mentioned, that's actually an opportunity too. Giving, monetary gifts, things like that we think are insignificant due to the wealth and the blessing that we have here can go a very, very long way in India. It can have a huge impact, so please consider that. Lastly, I just want to thank FBC for giving me the opportunity to go. It was incredible, and I want to encourage you all as opportunities like that come up to consider participating in some way in the future. So thank you.